Works here. I hope today everyone is well. And in this tutorial, we are manually setting up a WordPress website on a Linux server using DigitalOcean. You will learn how to prepare your server, install all the necessary components, Apache, MySQL, and PHP, and configure WordPress from the ground up. This is a hands-on approach to manage a Linux server for hosting websites and will help you understand the role of each component in the web hosting process. We will be covering key concepts such as updating your server, installing the necessary software packages, securing a MySQL database, and setting up a virtual host for your domain. Finally, we'll secure your WordPress site with an SSL certificate and configure a firewall to keep it safe. Throughout the lesson, each command is broken down and explained so you can understand how it works and why it's needed. Okay, and make sure you guys are on your right droplets Linux command line prompt. I have 2 droplets. Show you real quick. You will know by your IP address. Say you have several IP addresses, just make sure you don't click on the wrong one to open up your Linux terminal. We don't want to overwrite any existing files. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my terminal. Okay, step 1, we are going to prepare our Linux server. Okay, sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade -y. For good practice, guys, just go over your command, make sure everything is right. See, I actually missed one. Update. No big deal if you mess it up. You always get a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 100th chance at correcting it. Okay, and sudo, I'll give you guys a little rundown. Sudo runs the command as the supervisor with administrative privileges. Apt packages, it's the package manager for Ubuntu Debian systems. Update fetches the lists of available updates. Upgrade installs the updates. And the 2 and symbols runs the next command only if the first one succeeds. And the -y automatically answers yes to all prompts. Okay. Next step, we're going to install our Apache server. I want you to type in sudo apt install Apache 2 -y. Go over your command, make sure everything's proper. Hit enter. Okay, and install tells the apt to install the package, a package, and Apache 2, the package name for the Apache web server. Okay. All right, now we're going to start and enable Apache. Sudo system ctl start Apache 2, 2 @ symbols, sudo system ctl enable Apache 2. Go over your command, sudo systemctl start Apache 2 and sudo systemctl enable Apache 2. It's executing. Okay, systemctl controls the system services. Starts the Apache service, and enable enables Apache to start automatically on boot. Good job, guys. Now we're going to install our MySQL database system. Sudo apt install MySQL server -y. Go over your command. Looks good. Okay, and the MySQL server, the package name for the MySQL server. Okay, looking good. Okay, now we're going to secure our MySQL installation. Sudo MySQL secure installation. Go over your command, sudo MySQL _secure installation. Hit enter. Hit Y. And we're going to go, I'm going to go medium. You guys could go whatever you want. Remove anonymous users, yes. Disallow root login remotely. I'm going to hit yes, but you could always go back if you want to control remotely. I will in the future, but not right now. So I'm going to disallow this. Remove test database and access to it. Hit yes. Why? Reload privileges table now. Hit yes. Why? All done. Okay. Okay, and for the next one, guys, it's a very long command. Well, I was going to copy and paste it in. I'll put a little snippet of the very long command so you guys have them. You can copy and paste them in, or you can type them in. It's good to practice, though. Okay, sudo apt install PHP Apache 2 mod PHP MySQL PHP Perl PHP GD PHP XML PHP MB strng PHP zip PHP IMA GICK dash Y. Go over your command. Sudo apt install PHP lib Apache 2 dash mod dash PHP space PHP dash MySQL PHP dash curl PHP dash GD PHP dash XML PHP dash MB string PHP dash zip PHP dash IM AGICK dash Y. Hit enter. Okay, I will explain these commands. All right, PHP, the base PHP package. Lib Apache 2 dash mod dash PHP module for the Apache integration. PHP dash MySQL, PHP extension to work with MySQL, PHP dash curl, PHP extension for making HTTP requests, PHP dash GD, PHP extension for image processing, PHP dash XML, PHP extension for XML parsing, PHP MB string, PHP extension for handling non, ASC 2i characters, PHP dash zip, PHP extension for zip file handling, and PHP imagec, PHP extension for image manipulation using image magec. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee here. Mouth is getting kind of dry. Okay, log into MySQL. Sudo MySQL u root p. enter password. So we're going to create our password here, guys. Create whatever you want. Just make sure you remember your password. Hit enter. Okay, we're in MySQL right now, and we want to create a database. You can create your database name, whatever you want. Here's the command. We're using SQL right now, so we're going to create database. Name it whatever you want. Collate UTF-8 underscore unicode underscore CI, and everything in MySQL ends with a semicolon. Go over your command, create database, database name, default character, set UTF-8 collate UTF-8 underscore Unicode underscore CI, hit enter. Okay, that query was executed and one row was affected. Okay. And the create database command, SQL command to create a new database, default character set, UTF-8, sets the character encoding to UTF-8, collate UTF-8 underscore Unicode underscore CI ensures the case insensitive string comparison. Okay, now we're going to create a MySQL user. Make sure you remember your username here. I always take pictures of my passwords and secure them on my phone so I don't lose them. And I do a double backup on a file on my, or in a file, in a folder on my computer. So, okay. Create user. Make sure you get your password in there. So you're going to create user at localhost identified by your password, okay, which is your password. Semicolon, hit enter. Let me actually, okay, because I set it to medium. Let me go ahead and add a character set to that. I'm actually going to take a picture of my password here. I suggest you guys do too. We're going to use a lot of this for our WordPress setup. Okay. Double check I got that. Okay. Also, can just copy this, put it in a file on your computer. Save your database name too, guys. We're going to use it for our installation via WordPress. Okay. Go over your command. Hit Hit enter. Okay, query okay, 0 rows affected. It's fine, we're just setting up. Okay, and the create user SQL command creates a new MySQL user. For example, WP user at localhost specifies the username and that the user can only connect locally. Identified by sets the user's password. Your password. Okay. Now we need to grant privileges. Type in grant all on database name. Copy your database name or type it in, whatever. Grab your username. Paste it in. All this has to be precise, guys, but if you mess it up, no worries. We could always redo it. I make errors. Fair amount of time, but that's fine. No worries. Nobody's perfect. Okay, so grant all on my database name, which I'm going to block out and change when I'm done with this tutorial for security purposes, even though it's blocked out. Okay, go over your command, grant all on your database name, okay, period asterisk, to your username at localhost. Okay, that query went through. Okay, now we're going to flush the privileges. Okay, and exit MySQL. Okay, if you get the buy message, you're good. All right, and the grant all grants all privileges on the WordPress database. The flush privileges reloads the privilege tables to apply the changes, and the exit exits the MySQL prompt. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and download WordPress. Okay, I'm going to sip my coffee real quick, guys. Grab a beer, grab whatever you want. Hope you guys are having fun. I mean, this does get very fun. It can be very dry too, but I love it. I love creating pretty much anything. Some water. And we're not in a rush, guys. There's no rush on this stuff. This should be fun. It should be informative. I mean, let's keep it real, guys. This doesn't need to be all strict and conform. Just have fun with it if you can. If you don't have fun doing this stuff, it's going to be tough to learn. I'm also going to be doing some MySQL, PHP MySQL, and JavaScript's AJAX mechanisms tutorials. I began as a raw coder. I love implementing AJAX with PHP. For the non-browser refresh experience. I love it. So I used to be very hardcore into it when I was younger. I'm 39 now. Yeah, so I'm getting back into programming again. I'm loving it. Okay, sorry guys. Let's continue on. We're going to go cd var, change directory var, www, your directory on your server, HTML, and sudo get HTTPS Go over your command. Okay, hit enter. Okay. All right, CD changes the directory to the web root. As I said, CD change directory, wget downloads the files from the web, https wordpress.com, latest tar gz, the URL of the latest WordPress version. Okay, now we do need to extract the WordPress files. Sudo command tar xvzf latest tar gz in sudo and read go over your command. Latest tar.gz and sudo mv WordPress. Okay, everything's looking good. And sudo rm. I didn't finish it, sorry guys. Okay, and sudo rm latest tar.gz. Alright guys. Alright, the tar archiving utility for extracting compressed files. xvzf, extract the file with verbosity using gzip compression. mv moves the files or directories. Delete rm deletes the files. And latest.tar.gz, the WordPress archive file. Okay, and this next one, set correct permissions, guys. I'm going to paste this for you. It's just quite a bit, so I will explain it, though. Some of the long ones, it's just, yeah. I don't want this video lasting 2 hours with my slow typing skills. 644. Okay, looks good. Copy. Paste. And I will explain what this does right now. Actually, chown changes the ownership files. R recursively applies the changes to all files and directories. www-data, the user in the group that the Apache runs on. Find locates files and directories. Type D targets directories. Execute chmod 755 changes the permissions of the directories to 755. Read, write, and execute. Type F target files. Chmod 644 changes the permission files to 644. Read and write for the owner. Read only for others. Okay. Send it through. Sometimes it takes a second. Okay, looking good, guys. All right, now we need to configure the wp-config.php file. I'm going to type this one in. Sudo mv wp-config sample.php wp and sudo nano config.php. Okay, we're in our configuration file, wp-config. Okay, and now we need to change our database to the database that we did create. And this will all be blurred out, but I'm all... grab my database name. 1 second. Okay. Whatever you created when we were in the command prompt, that is your database name, the database name that you created. Okay, that goes here. Oh, I'm sorry, username. Okay. Database name, database you created. Like I said, keep your backups, guys. Okay, put your password in. Okay. Just need 1 second. Coffee break. Okay. Go over your work, make sure everything's good. Okay. Control X, hit Y, enter, that saves the file. All right. Okay, now we're going to set up our virtual Apache virtual host for your domain. Editor, Etsy, Apache, 2 sites available. WordPress, .conf. Check over your commands. Etsy, Apache 2 sites. Apache 2 sites available. WordPress.com. Hit enter. Okay. Now we're going to update the server name and server alias. For this right here, it's a very long command, so I have this saved within Dreamweaver. That is going to be the virtual host. I'll have this snippet available for you guys. Okay. So the server name, make sure it is your domain name. Alias, www.yourdomainname. Document root, looks good. Directory, allow override all. Error log, yep. Looks good. Okay. Control X, save, yes, enter. Okay. And Control X on Mac OS's, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Mac OS, Control X. Okay. All right, now we're going to enable the site. Sudo a2 ensite WordPress.com. Okay, already enabled. Sudo systemctl reload Apache 2. It's been reloaded. Okay. All right. The reload obviously reloads the Apache server to apply changes without stopping it. And now we are going to secure our WordPress site with a SSL certificate on this as well. I have a snippet. I'll provide you guys with a snippet too. Back in Dreamweaver, we are going to use this command right here. Okay. Okay, certbot is a tool used to install Let's Encrypt SSL certificates. Apache automatically configures Apache to use the certificate. And the -D, your domain, type in yourdomain.com, type in your actual domain, not your domain. And -D is www.yourspecificdomain.com. That's your domain name. It could be www.tools.com, www.tv.com, whatever it is. Okay? And this specifies the domain name for the certificate. Make sure this is all set here with your domain name right here, without the www for the first command and the www dot the next one. Okay, and actually, I have my wrong domain name in there. So many websites I lose track. Okay. Okay, sudo apt install, certbot python 3, certbot apache y, and sudo certbot apache-d yourdomainname.com and www.yourdomainname.com. That's why you always want to check over what your command line is, what your commands are, because, I mean, everyone's human. You know, nobody's perfect. We make errors. Don't be discouraged if you make errors. You know, I make them. That's how we learn. Double, triple check what you're doing to make sure that everything is appropriately specific to your domain name. Okay? You can add in your email address. This is a lot different than setting it up with a pre-made cPanel on your host. Why? No, I don't want to share. Whoops. Okay, requesting a certificate for godsgoldenquilt.com and www.godsgoldenquilt.com. Okay, deployed certificate, successfully deployed certificate for godsgoldenquilt.com to Etsy, Apache 2, sites available, WordPress, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Sudo ufw allow Apache full n sudo ufw enable. Okay, ufw uncomplicated firewall allow Apache full excuse me, allows both HTTP and HTTPS traffic, which is more has more security for Apache. Enable activates the firewall. Okay, rules are updated. And command may disrupt existing SSH connections. Proceed with operation. Yes. Okay, firewall is active and enabled on system startup. Okay, and that's it, guys. In the next video, we're going to make sure all our configurations are good, and we will get our WordPress site going. Make sure you saved your MySQL username, your MySQL database name, and your password, because we're going to use that for the setup. Okay, guys. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. And good job, guys. Bye-bye.